if you want to rebuild this defense, it starts up front. And I got a few guys that would be perfect for the Eagles. Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. And if you're not, and if you're an Eagle fan and you're struggling, you're a little down today, things aren't going your way, just think about this. It could be worse. You could be a fan of the Washington Commanders. That name stinks. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? The Washington Commanders. I mean, dude, that is the worst name ever. That's like a Canadian Football League name, a USFL name. Like, the NFC East has the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants. I mean, these are historic franchises, and now we have the Commanders. That is horrible. What are you commanding? Who are you commanding? Dan Snyder, you stink. Your franchise is a joke. Your stadium's a joke. Your parking sucks. You stink. You know? Command nothing. Nothing but losing. Horrible. Horrible. I'm offended. I'm actually offended by that name. That's right. I'm going to file a suit and I'm going to have them change their name because I feel offended. Because I'm an NFC fan. You know, my team is in the NFC East. We are a historic franchise. We should not have a team called the Commanders in our division. They should get the hell out. Horrible name. I feel bad for Washington Commanders fans. You had the Washington Redskins, then they went to the no-names, Washington football team. Should have kept Washington football team. Should have kept it. Name stinks. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Anyways, let's talk about a real team. Let's talk a real franchise. I'm getting aggravated. I'm getting agitated. You know, let's talk about a real team. Jalen Hurts had surgery today. Had surgery on his ankle. Now, we know, you know, ever since that Giant game, that first one, he hurt his ankle. He wasn't moving quite as good at the end of the season as he was earlier in the season. And, you know, he had to have surgery. Luckily, it's in the offseason. He has plenty of time to recover. Should make a full recovery, all that. But it goes to show you one thing, okay? It shows you that in this league, you're going to get hit. You're going to get banged up. The more you run, the more you're going to get banged up and hit. And what you often see with young quarterbacks is they'll run a lot more earlier in the year, you know, earlier in their career. And then as they progress and become better passers, they stay in the pocket more. Because you want to have a long career, you can't be running all the time. And he at some point is going to have to make that adjustment, or things like this is going to happen. I mean, I always think about RG3 and how the Washington Commanders ruined him, okay? They let him run. They didn't even try to develop him into a better passer. What a waste. What a waste. The Eagles can't do that with Hurts. Hurts, I hope with this offseason, he'll get, you know, he'll work on his passing game, become better passer, show us during the course of next year, and hopefully he'll run less. He won't have to run more. He'll still have it when he needs it, and he'll do it. I'm not saying don't do it, but I want him to have longevity in his career. So I wish him well. Sean Bradley also had surgery, and you know, we wish them well. Eagles are covered. You know, Eagles scouting department. Howie Vision is in full effect. I saw him coming there. He had his pocket protector on, and he's walking, all his pencils hanging out. He's got his backpack and his little juice box, and he went to work at the Senior Bowl. Nick Sirianni was following him. Jeffrey Lurie's son, he was calculating the calculations of the cornbread. And I'm going, oh, here we go. Analytic department in full effect. They're at the Senior Bowl. They're watching guys. It's going to be interesting. I may stream the Senior Bowl this week. I think it's Saturday. I'm not 100% on that. But I'm going to be fascinated to watch it. You know, I want to watch the defensive ends. I want to see the defensive ends. Who are the defensive ends? Who are the guys that we're going to get? I heard a lot about this kid, Jermaine Johnson II. They're talking about him as, you know, having a really good day in practice. But I want to see in the games, you know. Eagles, will pick guys from the Senior Bowl. They've done that before. So I do put stock in the Senior Bowl when it comes to the Eagles because I think they put a high priority on it. But you need pass rushers. You need pass rushers. And let me say this real quick. If you haven't, please please subscribe. We're closing in on 37,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there by the Super Bowl. If you haven't, make sure you like and you subscribe. It means a lot. Thank you very much. Now, pass rushers. Pass rushers, in my opinion, are the single most important position you can go out and get this offseason. The biggest hole, in my opinion, is the Eagles' pass rush. Now, why do I say that? Because you hear a lot of people, they keep talking about linebackers and safeties and corners. And those things are all nice. But the Eagles' defense is predicated on a pass rush. It's predicated on getting to the quarterback. And I think in today's football, the way the rules are set up, you have to be able to get to the quarterback. That is the true nullifier, or that's the true way to take away the offense's advantage. Just think about this. The NFC Championship game, right? You have a close game. Niners get the ball. The last two possessions they had the ball, the Rams' defensive line took over. Garoppolo couldn't complete a pass. Oh, and by the way, I don't want him. I see that he's up for trade. Possibly, he's up for a trade. I don't want him. I'd rather have Hurts. I'm not a Garoppolo guy. But, he's a cannoli eating, paisan and all that, but too bad. He stinks. I just don't like him. He doesn't stink, but he's okay. But I'd rather have Hurts. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. You need a pass rush. And if you look at the last two series the Niners had the ball in that championship game, the Rams' defensive line took over. And it disrupted Garoppolo enough that he could not make the plays. This is why the Eagles have to upgrade their defensive line. They have Derek Barnett, who's a first-round pick. He didn't work out. Okay, if you want to say one fumble in the Super Bowl, he recovered. And, congratulations to Brady on a great career, retiring, by the way, the GOAT. But if you want to give him credit and say, oh, well, he was worth it just from that fumble recovery, dude, I could have recovered that fumble. All right, a lot of people could recover the fumble. He was in the right place at the right time, great. But he was a first-round pick, and he's never really done anything. He's a free agent. He's got to go. Josh Sweat, he's going to the Pro Bowl. Hey, congratulations, you're going to the Pro Bowl. He had 7 sacks. He's a good player. He's a good rotational player. And the Eagles gave him a contract. And I saw this thing where Joe Banner was talking about the contract and the details of the contract. And he was saying that the Eagles paid him to be about a 7 to 9 sack guy. And that is right where he is. So the Eagles are getting the perfect value for Josh Sweat. Hopefully he can continue to develop. Losing Brandon Graham last year was a big loss. Okay, Sweat may have put up better numbers. He had a better guy on the other side. But Brandon Graham's also coming back from a really tough injury. Okay, so an Achilles injury is tough, especially for an older guy. I don't know how healthy he's going to be. I don't know how much they can put on him. I want Brandon Graham on his team. He needs to stay on his team, but you need to add other guys. So my plan, and what I would do if I was in Howie Vision, I would sit there. It's Howie Vision, baby. We're all living in Howie Vision. That's just the way it is. And hey, in his vision, I look like Denzel Washington. What can you do? But, what the hell was it? Oh, yeah, but, what the hell was I saying? I'm losing my train of thought because of my beauty. All right, so, you need pass rushers, okay? And I love Josh Sweat. I thought he had a good year. I want Brandon Graham back, but you have to add him. And my plan is this. I am going to go out, and my number one priority in free agency is going to be a defensive end. A 4-3 defensive end. The only way that would change is, let's say, Jonathan Gannon gets fired and you hire like a Vic Fangio and you go to a 3-4. Then you have to pursue Hassan Reddick because he is definitely a 3-4 outside linebacker. He's definitely an edge rusher. Now, I like Hassan Reddick a lot. I think he could play both if need be. I think he's just a good athlete that could do it all. He's only 235. He is small for a 4-3 defensive end. Okay, so let's assume that he's more fitting for a 3-4. Who do we go after in free agency? there's a couple guys. And two of the guys that I'm thinking about are guys that don't necessarily. One of them's a household name, probably. One of them you might want to throw your shoe at with me, and that is Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney is a free agent. He's 29 years old. He'll be 29 years old as the season starts next year. He's coming off 9 sacks with the Cleveland Browns. Now, I know what happened with him and Wentz and all that stuff. I don't care about that. I want players that can play for the Eagles. He would be a dramatic upgrade over Derek Barnett. Now you get Jadeveon Clowney, you have Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham comes back, and then in the draft, I'm sorry, but I'm drafting a defensive end with my first pick. That is why I'm looking. I'm looking like defensive end, linebacker, offensive lineman, or any one of those 3 combinations. But you have to get at least, in my opinion, at least 1 pass rusher, if not 2. You need to, because even if you have Brandon Graham this year, how many years are you going to have him? How many more years are you going to have him for? So, to me, you have to go out and you have to get yourself 1 to 2 pass rushers. If you can get one in free agency and then 1 to develop in a draft, I would do it. Like I said, this Jermaine Johnson second. I'm going to keep my eye on him. And then there's another guy, and I think I may go after this guy over Clowney, and that is Emmanuel Ogbah of the Miami Dolphins. He was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the second. He was traded to the Chiefs. He's over in Miami the last few years. He's had 9 sacks each of the last 2 years. Okay? He, to me, is still getting better. He is still getting better, and he just turned 28 years old. He's going to play pretty much all next year. At 28, he's a free agent. I would go after him, probably over Clowney, okay? Because he could fit in. He's like 6'5", 6'3", or I think like 6'4". 6'4", like 275 pounds. He's a big defensive end. Okay, he'd give you some size there. So I would go after Emmanuel Ogbah. I think he would be a great guy, a great value pick, and you wouldn't have to pay him as like you would have to pay some of these higher priced defensive ends we've seen, and it gives you a little more money if you want to go out and get a wide receiver, Mike Williams, Allen Robinson, Christian Kirk. You have options there. You want to trade for Calvin Ridley, you have options. It gives you a little more money, a little more flexibility. I would go after Emmanuel Ogbah. I think he would be a great fit for the Philadelphia Eagles. You wouldn't probably have to overpay him. You pay him more than Sweat. But I think the Eagles could probably get a reasonable contract. Sign him for 4 or 5 years. He's just turned 28 in November. I think he could be a great guy. You get a guy like that, and then you draft another defensive end, draft a linebacker or a safety. You're ready to go. You're going to change the foundation of your defense. But if you're going to change the defense, it's got to start on that defensive line. It has to start on the defensive line. Because if you're not getting a pass rush on teams, I don't care who your corners are, the more time that they have to cover, the harder it is. Same with the linebackers. It starts with the line. The Eagles got to rebuild it because that is their bread and butter. So, with that said, take a look at Emmanuel Ogbah. Tell me what you think. I think he would be a good value signing. Question is, will he come out of Miami? I don't know. I think Jadeveon Clowney probably going to hit the free agent market. Like I said, he's another guy that will give you maybe 9-10 sacks in a year, which is a dramatic upgrade over Derek Barnett. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I should be releasing the Philly Reacts pretty soon. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Pinky up. Always drink with the pinky up. It means class. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's a few defensive ends I left out. One of them was Randy Gregory. Because I don't want no Cowboys on this team. I don't want it. I don't need it. Don't want it. I just bit my tongue talking. What a moron. Ow. I'm a dingbat. What can I say? Anyways. I forgot. Denzel Washington out.